Welcome back to Duckman Cycles and VW Garage. I'm your host, the Duckman. We're back today doing the midday Q&A. That's right, this is a video where I talk about my projects middle of the day and do a little discussions with a little less tech and try to answer some of the questions that people have been asking during the week. One of the questions, oh shit, the camera's eating up the wire here. Obviously, I've got the camera running here over on the motorized sled that I've got it on here, and this is one of the first questions I'm going to try to answer. One of the things that people have been asking, you know, they're starting to say that this thing is excessively noisy, and I gotta say, yeah, it was. And the reason why it was excessively noisy is because it was actually sitting on top of a cardboard box. And cardboard box with the vibration on it acts like a speaker. So yeah, the microphone was actually mounted on the camera and it was sitting on top of a cardboard box to get it up higher so that way it was at face level. Instead, this time I sat it down on my workbench and am sitting on top of a bar stool, which puts me at face level with the camera instead. So you're probably not noticing as much vibrational noises or humming or all the other rattling that you were hearing from it because it's actually not a very loud machine. Although indoors here, right now while I'm talking to you, I can hear a small hum. I don't know if you can hear it at all, but like I said, it's a real small hum. I mean, it's I'm trying to even describe it. It's tiny. It's quite a small hum. It's kind of like a vibrating cell phone going off, but maybe perhaps 10% of the volume that comes out of one of those. So it's really not particularly loud. Yeah. What else we want to talk about? My Type-3, that thing has been a bastard this week. You know, I've been having the problems with getting the carburetors and equipment for it, and I keep talking about that thing, but I finally went to put the carburetors on that car in the last video, and you probably have watched it by now. If you haven't, stop. Go back and check out the last video that I uploaded about the major problems with my Volkswagen Type-3 Fastback. Yeah, I had some pretty significant problems when I tried to just dry fit. Between recording videos, I actually went and took the carburetors and assembled them on the car just to see if they were going to fit, if I was going to come across any kinds of problems that I need to deal with so that way I can record a proper video. And when I got outside and dry fit everything, it wouldn't fit. You know, I have all the correct parts for a Type-3, but unfortunately just because of the situation on that car and what's wrong with it, they don't fit. So anyways, we're going to go step outside and have a look at the car. And after the last video, I decided to pull the carpet out of the trunk and get a good look at what the problem was back there and try to figure out exactly why the body looks like it's sagging so badly. And when I pulled the carpet out, I found the problem. But like I said, we'll go step outside and have a look at it. So please like, comment, subscribe. Pluck that little dingle belly down there you see next to the subscribe button. That way you get up that every time I upload a new video. Now please go ahead and check out Duckman Cycles VW Garage over on the Facebook group page. And don't forget, up there in that corner that you see up here, and I hope I'm pointing to the right spot. Yeah, I think I am. Up here in the corner you should see duckshit.net. That is my website and my Patreon. Now I bought all kinds of brand new camera equipment, and you can check out the montage that I shot in that last video that I told you to go back and watch. The one where my Fastback has a major problem. You can see what some of the new equipment is capable of, and there's a lot more things that it can do that I've only just started to experiment with. I wanted that montage to be longer, but I had to cut it short because I had more problems on that car. But now that I've got more work to do on the car, there's a lot more opportunities to record some more video. So anyway, thanks for sticking around, you guys. We're going to go ahead and roll that intro, and then I'll meet you back outside, and we'll have a look at the Fastback, and we'll try to describe the problem that we're seeing out there. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it. Boo! Alright, while I was wrapping up, I decided to tear out all the carpet from in here and just get a good look. And the first thing I noticed was rust. We got rust holes running along here. So I've got some repairs that I have to make on this car that I didn't even know about because the carpet was, of course, just glued to it. It was probably retaining moisture because sometimes I do know that this seal that's up here does leak. and occasionally I'll find a little bit of wet spot in here. What I didn't realize is that it wasn't puddling because it found a way out already. So I do have to fix that. That's not very hard. I just need to put a couple, a strip of steel through here and a strip there and a little patch in the corner. But the first thing that I noticed when I got in here, and I don't know if the camera can see it, maybe you can, but if you notice, you can actually see where it slopes down right here. And the whole engine compartment is sloping down towards me and then inwards like this, where it wallows out and then comes back up and then it dips down again like that. And it's like a hammock in this area over here. And I've got a straight edge, but it's way too big to put in here, and I got a shorter one that's just too small to use for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2x4 then lay it against my straight edge and make sure it's absolutely straight and cut it to the width of the trunk. And I'm going to lay it in here crossways. And I think what I'm going to start doing is bending the flange up, because it appears that that's what's bent. Not so much the back of the car, but rather just the flange and just the tailgate area. And when I'm in here cutting this metal out, I can start hammering this back into shape and get that shape back to the way it is. I don't think the whole rear of the car is bent. I really don't. And that's one of the reasons why the trunk closes straight. All the gaps on it and everything look normal, because I think all the exterior stuff and the actual, I'm going to call it a frame, but it doesn't actually have one, but I'm going to say the frame on this body is actually straight. So I think everything that's bent is all going to be right here in this area, all contained and limited to this. So I've got to fix that. Trying to figure out the best way to do it, and I'm thinking probably one of the easier ways is to remove some of the components from inside the engine compartment here, maybe even take out the engine entirely. That's probably going to be easier. I mean, it's 4 bolts, the cables are already off. Just drop the damn engine and get that out of the way, and then what I'll do is I'll run a steel pipe or something, or some kind of braces across this, chain them up, and lift the thing with my cherry picker, and then using a sledge gently bang on the underside of this until it forms into the shape that it should have. And I think that will get it. I'm really certain that I think that's going to happen. And like I was telling you, it only needs to come up maybe an inch, well, not even, maybe about a half an inch or so in the back, and almost half an inch all the way. You know what? I say half an inch in the back, but I think that this wallow is about half an inch deep, and I think that the back of the car in this section here is bent about another half an inch. So this probably needs to come up as much as an inch, and that's huge. To actually move that much is going to give me more than enough space to get these carburetors mounted. Up in this area, up in here, it needs to come up about half an inch because that lip is actually bent. So yeah, there was certainly something loaded in here that was just way too heavy for this car. It weighed it down, and they probably drove over a bunch of speed bumps, like I said, and just completely ruined the back of the car. I didn't help things any because I actually put a Volkswagen engine in here once, but I don't think I made it worse because it didn't seem any different after that. It's just, yeah. That's probably one of the reasons why the CBPerformance air filters were never used on this, and why those cheap rubber ones that were on here, which I had problems with clearances, which is one of the reasons why they're crushed, because it took a little bit of squeezing them to get them into place to clear the body and the carburetor both. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a fight. We're pretty close on that side, but even if they were that close on both sides, it's just not good enough, because the engine's going to shimmy and shake a little bit. It's going to vibrate. When you get on the throttle, it's going to have a tendency to, go down, and when you would let off the throttle, it's going to snap back, and it's going to hit the body. And whether or not it makes noise is, something it could be determined. I mean, it could be a lousy buzzing sound that comes from it. The other problem is it could start wearing holes in things. It could break my intake manifolds. I mean, this is just stuff that I don't want to have to deal with. So I'm going to do the best I can to get this thing straight. And it's going to take some work to do it. It really is. But now that I see that there's some rust and stuff, I'm the anti-rust guy. So if I see rust problems, I try to attack them right away. And it's something like this, which was hidden to me that I really didn't know that much about. Yeah, I need to deal with it. Okay. Well, at least we got a game plan now. We know what we need to do. And you know what? Look at these wrinkles. I never noticed that before because the carpet was just kind of laid in such a way. You can actually see the crease right there. It pushed in and it creased. Just one here and one there. Okay. Yeah, more and more evidence that something was just put on this tailgate that was just way too heavy. Okay, we can fix it. We can fix it. It's not the end of the world. It's a nuisance. It's a pain in the ass. It's something I don't want to have to deal with. But you know what? F*** it. I can handle this. Thanks for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.